Okay, Aurora, it happened, quiet, live at the current. I saw a thumbnail of this. This doesn't look like a live performance. It looks like a video of a recording. I generally do videos I like to do an analysis. I don't know that there's going to be anything in this video for me to analyze, but let's take a look. Okay, what is this setting? This looks like a professional recording, not necessarily a studio, but it looks like it's set up to professionally record. I have theories about the way Aurora performs, and one of the main pillars of that is predicated on the environment creates is part and parcel of the performance. I honestly don't know how she's going to perform in an environment like this. This is going to be a completely different Aurora than what I'm used to.
Ice blue and hollow as it rains against their will, feathers falling out of a pillow.
I have to stop here and think about this. My theory was that the magic of Aurora's performances are her ability to command and utilize energy. And part of that energy was the setting and the need to transmit the story to the audience. Here, she doesn't have an audience, but this is actually good for me. This is a very unique thing, a very unique setting, and something interesting for me to think about. Is she's generating that energy now just for herself. So in this setting, I guess it's going to be possible for her to create a very excellent world. She's just not creating it to share with others. She's creating it to further push the story to herself. So this could be explosive. I love that what that mic is doing and her very clear enunciation. That was freaking beautiful right there.
As if time is standing still, and I can't.
So she has a guitarist with her. From what I know of Aurora, I don't think it's going to be possible for her to contain this energy without throwing it at the guitarist. I can almost guarantee she's going to have to do it.
Remember much more, but I know it happened quiet, so quiet.
Much like her live performances, she's continuing to generate energy with her body like that. And what's really awesome about this, what is really just so cool, is that energy in this case, she's turning it in on herself, and it's allowing her to stay so focused to really refine exactly what it is she needs to transmit. Like her enunciation is it's meticulous.
Words falling out through the window. All that remains is a silent call. Is the earth colored red as I land like a flower on the meadow? Oh, love is wild. You fell apart like a stone can be broken into sand. Oh, thousand pieces.
This is so cool. My theory had been that Aurora stands between the two worlds when she's performing for an audience. There's the story world where she houses the stories she's created, and there's our world. And she stands between those and generates energy in order to be like a conduit between those two realms. And this, it's like she's almost entirely in that story realm, and she's communing with the story itself. And it's spectacular to see.
Spread across a crying land, and you can't remember that day, but you know it happened quiet.
I had to stop there and rewind that about 5 times and look at that last 10 seconds again. This is like a reaction video for me. This is as close as I'll get to a reaction video, which isn't very good at reacting. I can't get away from analysis. That was some new gestures to me, those index fingers. And whatever, like the problem is I don't know what the story is. I'm not even listening to the words, and it's unfortunate. There was something important about that part where she really needed to drill it into the story, and then the result of that was that actually caused a lot of energy to build up in her that she just shook off there on the end.
Quiet, so quiet. Words falling out through the window. All that remains is a silent call.
Yeah, this is all new and exciting to me. How old is she in this one? This looks like it must be a couple years after the performances I had analyzed before. There's those index fingers again. That's really cool that they were used to highlight a really important part of the text before. Now they're used to, like, look at, she's using it to like center the sound coming out of her mouth. This is another really important part of the song. At some point I have to go back and try to find the words to the song and see what is going on here.
All is the earth, call it red, as I land like a flower on the meadow. Oh, love is wild.
She had to get really closed in and bound up in the story world and that part of the lyrics. And now that part is resolved, and we're moving on to what I suppose will be the next stanza. This is all really interesting to me.
Are your dreams as dead as they seem?
Ooh, not a big fan of this harmony, and that the difficulty of that harmony literally forced her out of her story world to come here to this world to deal with that. Yeah, not a fan.
Are your dreams as dead as they seem? Don't you speak over my voice.
There's that index finger. It came with a command. I think it did the first time too, and that's pretty much it. I have to go find the lyrics because I'm missing something here.
I will return from the shadows, and I bleed in your bed, turn it red like the ground outside your window. Oh, love is wild.
Now there's the energy building gestures that I'm used to, and they were really effective there and just propelled her into that world sublime. I did stop here and went and looked at the lyrics to the song, and man, I'd have to talk to Aurora about this because there is some difficulty with the lyrics for this song. The focus of her subject changes a couple of times between a you and I, and also exactly who it is that is broken. I mean, I could definitely arrange a story out of this, like what I'm perceiving from these lyrics, but I can guarantee it's not what she intended because her tone in the last stanza, a demand, just does not fit with the rest of what I could piece together out of the preceding story. She could, I mean, this does work well for me up until the last stanza of being between these worlds. There are two worlds she's presented in all these stanzas before the last. There's the red world outside, and there's the world inside where something happened quiet. And in that quiet world that she built, both the person with the eyes of blue and the other person who is you, they both were destroyed. But then the tone changes where they don't appear to be destroyed, and she's talking to the you. But in this, I mean, she's created two worlds in this that work great for me. And she has said earlier that she can return. She will return. I mean, it's interesting to me, but I'd have to talk to Aurora and say, Aurora, what does this mean?
Love is wild. Love is wild.
I believe she was looking at the guitarist guitar to see how the resolve was going to work there at the end. Now, at this point, I need to go back from the beginning and try to pick up on important things that I've missed, because I'm sure I missed a lot. Nope, I didn't miss anything for a first run through anyway. I'm sure I might think something about this performance later on. I'm still fine with my theories of energy management. If you want to understand what my theories were, look for the first Murder Song 54321. Not version 2, but the first one. It doesn't say version anything on it. It's just Murder Song 54321. I did enjoy this. It's given me new insight into Aurora and more questions. I was unable to discern if there was any point in which she threw energy at the guitarist from the camera angles we saw. Whatever communication there might have been between the two is absent from that video.